Transportation Safety Board. I'm the on-scene board member for this accident. With me is Shahoon Chin, our investigator in charge. Now, before I tell you about our progress to date, I do want to again extend our sincere condolences to everyone that is involved in this crash. A little while ago, I had a chance to meet with the families of those who may have perished or the survivors from the ground part of this, and it's a very tough time for everyone. We understand that. We can certainly appreciate everything they're going through, and our condolences are going out to them extensively. Our family assistance group has been working to assist and inform these families and survivors. They will continue to do this support to all the families who lost loved ones and those that may still be missing throughout the entire investigation, both on scene and before we issue our investigative report. Now, let me stress one thing. Our first and foremost priority is the recovery of those who are still missing. This investigation is not impeding that in any way. They deserve to be treated with dignity and with the respect that they've earned. We are working very closely with the local authorities to make sure that if there's any identification of a survivor or recovery of remains, anything like that, that is the first thing that takes priority. And so I think it's important that we understand that. I also want to point out the coordination that we've had with the Louisville and the state EMA directors. Their work has been extraordinary, especially as we continue on into day 3 of this investigation. The Louisville EMA director has been a great asset to us and to everyone, and is diligently working to make sure we can bring closure to as many people as possible. It's been a very active response. Today is our first day fully of being able to investigate. So I'd like to also tell you a little bit about what we call the party process. This has been in place with the NTSB for approximately 30 years, and we offer this party status to those companies, government officials, agencies, and associations that have employees or activities that were involved in the accident and crash, and that they can bring technical expertise to help us understand it. Heard last night, we wrapped up at about 9:30 last night. In fact, the teams actually continued to meet after that for several hours. We named the following parties to this investigation: the Federal Aviation Authority, United Parcel Service, the Independent Pilots Association, sometimes referred to as IPA, the Teamsters Union, which represents the mechanics for UPS, Boeing Corporation, which is the now manufacturer of the aircraft after a consolidation with McDonnell Douglas, and GE Aircraft Engines. Now, the NTSB has put together a multidisciplinary team, and I mentioned yesterday the different groups that we put together. And so we have actually brought in additional specialists. Right now, the NTSB team is over 30 individuals. We brought in additional vehicle performance specialists and a materials engineer. And of course, they are being supported by dozens of individuals in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere in the country. We have no issue bringing any resource that we need to make sure we have the right people in place while we are on the ground here. Now, we have received preliminary flight data information. This would be commonly referred to as ADSB. These data points that were provided by the FAA showed the aircraft for the last reporting time was at 475 feet of altitude, traveling at a speed of 183 knots. This data point was collected at 5:13 and 32 seconds Eastern Standard Time on the night of the accident. This information will be coupled with the flight data recorder information and other information that we receive that will help us prepare a timeline of exactly what occurred and in what progression, what was known in either the cockpit or on the ground, and it is another important part of the information. Yesterday, we also did what was called a FOD walk. This is a foreign object debris. This FOD walk occurred on runway 17 left, or L, and 17 right, or R. During the FOD walk on 17R, we found multiple pieces of engine fan blades, along with the main component of the engine of the number 1 engine, which is on the left side of the aircraft. We have transferred all of those to a secured location for further examination, and we'll be using that to further analyze any mechanical aspects And I mentioned yesterday we had recovered the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, often referred to as the FDR and the CVR. Last night, one of our recorder specialists flew overnight with that recorder, immediately went to the NTSB headquarters where we have a recorder's laboratory, and extracted the data from both the FDR and the CVR. We consider this a good extraction with good data points, which means that we will have even more information to help paint a comprehensive picture. So with that, I'd like to introduce Shahoon, who can give you a few specific pieces of information regarding the flight data recorder.